Hi guys, my name is Karthik and I am from ExecuteAutomation.com and welcome to our mini series of Postman. And in this video, we're going to talk about how we could able to perform test operation using the Postman itself, which is quite handy, and we'll be using the test operation using Postman for our APIs much easily instead of just getting the responses, something like this. So far in our Postman that you have seen, we could able to get the responses and then we manually go and intercept these value and verify if the value is really complying what we're looking for. Well, those are the past days. I mean, with the Postman, we could do some of the advanced operation as well. If you remember in our last video, we were discussing about how we could able to get the token. We actually used this tests tab to actually run a simple JavaScript based operation, something like this, using the PM variable, which is the Postman variable, to perform these operation for us. And that's exactly the same thing we are going to be using over here for the testing operation as well for these responses. So if you go to the tests tab over here for the get product by ID, we could able to start writing the test. Well, you don't have to be master in writing the test itself, because on the right hand side, you can see there are some snippets available to actually do those operations. For example, get the environment variable. See that? You could able to get the syntax of what it is. And similarly, you could able to do something like get a global variable. You could able to get that. Similarly, get a variable. And similarly, if you want to see how you could able to verify a status code, which is going to be 200, because as you can see, this response is 200 for us, which is okay. While I do a get operation, if I wanted to see the status code as 200, I can just click that and you will see that it is actually writing some code for us over here to perform the test operation. So the pm.test is basically like a testing operation that you could able to within Postman. We can also use what is called as the chai syntax to perform the assertion operation and even the test operation, which is also supported within the Postman out of the box. So as you can see, this particular style itself is like chai, and chai is one of the test runner which is quite popular in the JavaScript world. That's exactly what it is being used in the Postman as well. So you can see this is the status code of 200, which is the description, and then there is a function. You can also remove this function if you wanted to, and you can use the lambda expressions, something like this. So this is also something you could able to do it, and then you can see it's gonna do a pm.response to have status 200. Great. So now if I run it, you actually see that there is a test results as well, and it says 1 of 1, which means it is running one of the test from the Postman for you, and it's giving a status code of 200. And now if you want to write multiple tests, you could do that as well. For example, if I want to see if a response body contains string, I could able to verify that. And this particular string is going to be one of the response string that you are looking for. For example, if I'm looking for a string like keyboard in it, I could able to verify that. And now you can ask me like, there are going to be multiple keyboards if really wanted to be, like how do you even verify that? Well, you can see that this pm.response actually converts this whole response to a text. If you remember in our last video, we converted the whole response to a JSON, something like this. And over here, this time it is converting everything to text. And that's why you could see it's like a plain text, pretty much like a notepad search that you are trying to do over here. And also you're doing an include a keyboard. You can also do something like contains if you wanted to. Well, I'm going to just do an include for now. And if I try able to run this code, you will see that there are 2 tests ran and they got passed as well. So second test is also creating and it's running. Similarly, if I wanted to see if there is going to be a response body with JSON value check, so you could able to verify if it has a JSON.value with equals to 100, you could able to do it. Similarly, if you want to verify the content type is going to be the content type that you're looking for, so you can see that the pm.response to have header, something like that. I mean, you could able to verify if the header really has got an authorization in it, because this is going to be an authorization that you're looking for. So you could able to verify that. So let's see if the header really has an authorization. Let me just get rid of one of the tests which I don't want it. And if I try running it, you will see that it actually fails. It says that expected to have a response to have a header of the authorization. So basically you're trying to do everything for the response, not for the request. So if you want to do for the request, you can choose what is called as a request. Well, you are the one who is sending the request itself, and you know it's going to have an authorization. You can just change it to request and then have the authorization. And similarly, if I want to verify if the response has gotten a header, something like a content type, I could able to do that as well. So if I do a send, you can see that it shows me the content type is present, which is great. But here I'm verifying what is called as an authorization of request is present. So that's what I'm trying to verify here. So let's change that so that it's more readable over here. So you can see that we could able to get the test results coming up. And the same thing we could able to do from the collections as well. So if I just go to the collections over here in the GraphQL app, and there is this run button on the right hand side. If you just run this, you will see that it is going to be running the whole test for us. And now if I try running this particular GraphQL application, you'll actually see that test is going to be running for us, and it's going to show you all the tests which has executed during this particular iteration for the post as well as for the get. Great. So this is how the whole test operation that we could able to perform in the Postman, and this is one of the most easiest way of doing everything using Postman. In our next video, we'll see how we could able to even verify the complex responses within the Postman itself instead of hunting around everywhere to really do it, pretty much like how we could able to do it using REST Assured or other tools.